Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about some technical descriptions of a typical flowering plant. As do we have discussed certain morphological features shown or exhibited by the flowering plants. So, we may observe various morphological features they are used to describe a flowering plant. The description has to be brief. So, whenever the description has to be given in brief, in compact form, do we describe it in a simple and scientific language? And it should include the simple and the scientific language through which it should be meaningful and it should be presented in a proper sequence. So, the plant is described beginning with its habit, vegetative characters like which type of roots, stem, leaves, and then floral characters, inflorescence, and flower parts. So after describing various parts of plant, a floral diagram and a floral formula are represented, and the floral formula is represented by some symbols. In the floral formula, if we go for certain terminologies, what are being used? So certain abbreviations are used, like BR is used for bracteate, means if a leaf-like structure is present within the base of the pedicel. Letter K is used for the calyx, which is the outermost word within a flower, which units are sepals. C for corolla. In most of the flowers, it is brightly colored. P for perianth, means when the calyx and corolla cannot be distinguished, then the unit is called perianth, and its individual unit is called as tepal. A, A is used for androecium, G is used for gynoecium, and when the letter G is underlined, then it indicates the ovary is superior in position. So in this case, do we have discussed? In the case of hypogynous flower, the gynoecium occupies the highest position, while the other parts, for example, the androecium, petals, they are situated below it. So the ovary in such flowers are called as superior ovary. For example, in the case of mustard, chana rose and brinjal, the ovary is superior. And when the letter G, it is lined, overlined, then it indicates inferior ovary. So in this case, do we have discussed? In the case of epigynous flowers, the margin of the thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely and getting fused with it, whereas the other parts of the flower, like the androecium, petals, etc., they arise above the ovary. So, in this case, the ovary is said to be inferior in position. For example, in the case of guava, cucumber, the ovary is inferior in position. So, in the case of inferior ovary, the G is lined or overlined to show the specific feature, and the sign which is used for male, and this sign it is used for female, and obviously we have used this one, the bisexual, for the bisexual character, so the bisexual plants, and the sign circle having within it plus sign, it indicates about the actinomorphic nature, means radial symmetry, means the flower can be divided into two equal halves in any radii plane passing through the center. Just do we have discussed in the case of animals, radial symmetry. There do we have discussed the animal was able to be divided into two equal halves through many radii passing through the central axis. Here also the flower would be called as actinomorphic. So the sign which is used, that is O shape, within which we have to use plus sign for the actinomorphic nature. Whereas the sign which is percentage sign, it indicates for zygomorphic or bilateral symmetry nature of flower. So do we know that when the flower can be divided into two similar halves, only and only one vertical or one particular vertical plane passing through that, then it would be called as bilateral symmetry. And when any of the structure is fused, then the fusion is indicated by enclosing the figure within the bracket. As we'll come across, we'll discuss. Suppose 2 has been written here and it has been inside written within the bracket. Means both the two structures or the members, they have been fused to each, they are fused to each other. And as well as adhesion is also shown by a line diagram or line drawn above the symbols. We may come across that here letter C is representing for corolla and A for androecium. Means when the androecium is fused with the petals, means when the male part, the stamens, they are fused with the petals, then this is shown by the adhesion by a line drawn above the symbols of the floral parts. So, a floral diagram provides information about the number of parts of a flower, their arrangement, and the relation they have with one another, as well as the position of the mother axis with respect to the flower is represented by a dot on the top of the floral diagram. So calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium, they are drawn in successive whorls. So as do we may observe in the diagram, the floral diagram with floral formula has been shown here. All the four whorls, they have been shown in successive order. The outermost showing the sepals, followed by the petals, then the androecium, the stamens, the male part, and the female part, that is the gynoecium, as well as the formula which is called as floral formula. So as do we have seen in the floral diagram, the calyx being the outermost and the gynoecium being in the center. So floral formula also shows cohesion and adhesion within parts of whorls and between whorls. Now we'll discuss about some important families. The first family, which is the Solanaceae family, which we have to discuss, which is a very much large family commonly called as the potato family. It is widely distributed in tropics, subtropics, even in temperate zones. If we go for the vegetative characters, plants, they are mostly herbs in nature, certain shrubs, and rarely small trees. The stem, obviously, they are herbaceous in nature. They are herbaceous, rarely woody, aerial, erect, cylindrical, branched, solid or hollow, hairy, or maybe glabrous, and underground stem in the case of potato. The scientific name for potato is Solanum tuberosum. If we go for the leaves are alternate. As we may observe in the diagram, the phyllotaxy has been shown here, means the arrangement and pattern of leaves on the stem or branch. So in the case of alternate arrangement, a single leaf arises at each node and in alternate manner. So we may observe one leaf is arranged at each node and in alternate manner, like that it has been arranged within the stem or branch of the particular plant. as in the case we are observing in the case of members of Solanaceae. So the leaves, they are alternate, simple type, rarely pinnately compound, and X-stipulate and venation is reticulate. So as we have discussed, the leaf, it is of simple type, means when the lamina is entire, or when incised, means incisions are there, means cuttings they are there, and incisions they do not touch the midrib, then in this case the leaf is said to be of simple type. So now we'll discuss about the floral characters of the family Solanaceae. Inflorescence. Inflorescence, it is of solitary type, axillary or cymose type of inflorescence. So we have discussed about the cymose inflorescence, means in this type of inflorescence the main axis terminates in a flower. It shows limited growth and the flowers they are arranged in basipetal order, means older at the top and younger at the base. So this is the case for cymose inflorescence. Flowers are bisexual and actinomorphic, means shows radial symmetry. The calyx are concerned, the sepals they are 5 in number mostly, united, persistent and velvet aestivation. So the number of sepals they are 5 and they are united. So means the number 5 would be written within the bracket, and persistent means they would be persisting as the fruit even develops. Afterwards also it matures, the sepals they are present, and velvet type of aestivation. So as we have discussed, in the case of velvet aestivation means when the units in a word they just touch one another at the margin and they do not overlap, then this type of aestivation is called as velvet aestivation. Now the next is androecium. The stamens, they are all 5 in number and they are epipetalous, means the stamens they are attached to the petals. Gynoecium, bicarpellary, means 2 in number, obliquely placed, and syncarpous, means both the carpels they are fused in nature. Ovary superior, means the flower would be hypogynous flower in which the gynoecium occupies the highest position, while the other parts they are situated below it. So the ovary is superior in the case of family Solanaceae. Bilocular placenta means the ovary would have two locules and swollen with many ovules and showing axile type of placentation. So in the case of axile placentation, we have discussed, means when the placenta is at axial region is axial and the ovules they are attached to it in the multilocular ovary, as in the case of lemon, tomato we have seen and discussed. So the placenta is said to be of axial type. Fruits, berry or capsule. Seeds, there are many and endospermic in nature, means would have the endosperm which would be acting as the reserve food. The floral formula has been indicated here. The sign which is used for the actinomorphic, bisexual. The sepals they are 5 and they are fused, so we have used within the bracket. The corolla, that means the petals, they are also 5 in number, they are also fused to each other, so they are also kept within the bracket. And stamens, they are 5 in number, and we have discussed that the stamens they were epipetalous, means the stamens they were attached to the petals. So a adhesion line has been shown or drawn above the corolla and androecium. And we have discussed the ovary is superior, so we have underlined the G, we have placed the G above the line, and it is 2 in number, and syncarpus means both the carpus they were fused together. If we go for the floral diagram, we may observe, which has been shown for the Solanum nigrum plant, we may observe the sepals, they have been shown 5 in number with velvet estivation, and they are fused to each other. So they have been shown here. The petals, they were also 5 in number, and the stamens, they were 5 in number and epipetalous in condition. So that with the floral diagram do we have drawn to depict the specificity that the stamens they are adhered or they are fixed to the petals, and the carpels they were 2 in number, syncarpus in nature. So that is the floral diagram of the member Solanaceae. Regarding the economic importance is concerned, many plants belonging to this family are source of food, for example tomato, brinjal, potato, etc. Some are used as spices, example chili. Some are used as in the form of medicine, example belladonna, ashwagandha. Some are used as fumigatory purposes, example tobacco. Some are used as ornamentals, example petunia, etc. Now the next we'll discuss about the family Liliaceae. The Liliaceae, which is also called as the lily family, is a characteristic representative of monocotyledonous plants, means they are having the seeds, they are having single cotyledons and it is distributed worldwide. Regarding the vegetative characters are concerned, they are perennial herbs, means they grow for number of years with underground bulbs or corns or in the form of rhizomes. Leaves, they are mostly basal, alternate, linear, ax-stipulate with parallel venation. So as do we know, this is the characteristic feature of monocots, showing the parallel venation, means there is no any main vein. The veins they run from the base to the tip of the leaf parallel to each other, whereas in the case of reticulate venation do we observe there is a main vein and alternately that side veins they are arranged or present. Regarding the floral characters, inflorescence, it is of solitary and cymose type, means determinate growth. Just do we have discussed in the case of Solanaceae family also, they were also showing the cymose inflorescence, means the flowers they were arranged in basipetal order. Often umbellate clusters, flowers they are bisexual and actinomorphic, means they are showing radial symmetry. Perianth means there is no any such type of sepals or petals, we can distinguish them, means it is having perianth, so the individual unit is called as tepal. They are 6 in number in the form of 3 plus 3, often united into tube like structure and velvet estivation. Androecium, stamen 6, 3 plus 3 and epipetalous, means the stamens they would be obviously attached to the tepals. And Ganaceum, tricarpillary, syncarpus, ovary is superior and trilocular with many ovules and axial placentation. Fruit is of capsule type, rarely berry. Seed is endospermic, so monocots they do are endospermic seeds, they do have endospermic seeds. And the floral formula, it indicates that presence of bracts, so bracteate. Then the sign which is used for the flower, that it is showing it is actinomorphic flower, bisexual. It is P for perianth, means tepals 3 plus 3 and androecium 3 plus 3 and epipetalous condition was shown, so means that the stamens they are attached to the perianth, and Ganaceum is 3 and they are fused syncarpus, so it has been used within the written within the bracket. and ovary superior, so it has been underlined. Regarding the floral diagram is concerned, we may observe that the tepals, which are the units of perianth, they are in the arrangement of 3 plus 3, means 3 and 3 inner to it, and the stamens, they are also 6 in number. We may count 1 2 3 4 5 6, and the ovary, as we have discussed, it was tricarpillary and showing syncarpous condition and trilocular condition. So in the floral diagram, it has been shown here to show the specific features of the family Liliaceae, and this is the floral diagram of the common plant, which is onion plant, which is called as Allium cepa. Regarding the economic importance is concerned, many plants belonging to this family, they are good ornamentals. For example, tulip, gloriosa, etc. They are source of medicine also. For example, aloe. They are source of vegetables. For example, asparagus and colchicine. Example, colchicum, autumnale, etc. So, till so far here. Thank you. Have a nice day.